What's up, you guys? It's Anu, your favorite chaotic New Yorker. So as my first video on this new channel, I'm going to be trying out all the food from Squid Game Season 2. Yes, you heard that right. Squid Game Season 2. I'm pretty sure all of you guys are obsessed with Squid Game Season 2, just like I am. I am so obsessed, guys. I just can't get over it. Like I didn't binge watch it, you know, it was like the holiday season and all of that, so I didn't really have the time to binge watch it in one sitting, but I did it I finished it in two days. So I think that's kind of like binge watching, right? Okay, anyway, so I tried to get all of the food that was kind of featured in season 2, but not all, guys. I just couldn't find it. You know, I tried my best and I went to K-Town in New York and I just couldn't find all of them, but it's okay. I tried my best, all right? So first of all, guys, I'm just gonna be making myself, pouring myself a glass of wine because I just can't. I had the most chaotic day today. I can't even begin to explain. I'm going to be telling you about my day, how chaotic it was, what happened, while I'm trying out the food, okay? So just bear with me. So I just really deserved this glass of wine, guys. So I'm going to cheers with you guys and have a sip, okay? And then we're gonna dig into our food. Okay, so cheers. Glass of wine at the end of the day. Yes. All right, guys. So I think we're gonna start with the savory food, of course, first. All right. So let's start with appetizer. But I'm gonna be eating it all together, and not just gonna finish one and go to the next one because I just feel like. And also, this is my lunch, and no, not my lunch. Well, technically my lunch, because I skipped breakfast and I had lunch or breakfast, whatever you want to call it, at 2 p.m. So it's my second meal of the day. It's 8:54 p.m. right now. So let's dig in, okay? This is my lunch, dinner, if you will. Dinner, lunch and dinner. I don't know, guys. When you're hungry, you just can't. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm going to be first showing you the... let's open this one first, okay? So this one, as you can see, it's just plain noodles. And you're going to be thinking, what the fuck? When did they eat fucking plain noodle in Squid Game Season 2? They didn't, guys. They didn't. It's just, wait. It's just the noodles first. And then we have the... this is the black bean paste, okay? Look, I think it's called black bean paste sauce. I don't know. But this is the whole thing combined. It's called jjajangmyeon. Jjajangmyeon, I think. I don't know, guys. I'm not really fluent in Korean except when I used to watch K-dramas when I was little, you know? So I think you pour this... all of them. Oh my god. Oh my god. My mouth is just filled up with a saliva. You know what I mean? Okay, so you just pour in the black bean paste, and then you're just gonna mix it all together. So they did give me a napkin. Very good. A spoon. And of course, chopsticks. Okay, so let's try to see if I can get it evenly. Ooh, I'm pretty lucky. I'm just gonna mix it all together first. Okay, actually, I'm gonna show you the banchan, okay, the side dishes. I didn't even know that it was gonna come with side dishes. I was surprised when I opened the bag. I was like, oh, good. You know, of course, how can you eat Korean food without kimchi, right? So we have kimchi, and I think this is called radish, right? Yellow radish. White radish? What is it called? I don't know. Also, there's, I think, a specific name in Korean. I just don't know. Okay, so we have our side dishes, kimchi and the yellow radish, I think, and our jjajangmyeon, okay? And let's mix it. So you might be thinking, okay, when did they eat jjajangmyeon? In Squid Game. Squid Game season 2. It was, I don't know which episode it was, guys, but I think it is when the cop. By the way, although I'm a huge fan of the show, Squid Game season 1 and 2, and I'm just like obsessed with it, I just can't memorize the names of the characters. I'm sorry, I just can't. So I'm just gonna be, except Thanos, of course, my favorite, top. Big Bang top. So I know Thanos, but I just don't know the other characters' names. So I'm just gonna be saying like what their characters are, okay? So the cop, the hot cop, the brother of the front man, he ate jjajangmyeon, black bean noodles, black bean, I think it's called black bean noodles, yeah, with the captain one day. I think it might have been his first episode, TBH. Right after they went on the boat and trying to find the island, that's when it was. Okay, they went to a restaurant and ate it. It looked so delicious. I really like jjajangmyeon, guys. Especially if, I don't know, I can't remember that series. It was a K-drama. I just can't remember. Maybe if I find it, I will like include it here. I used to watch it as a kid, and in that K-drama, the main character was obsessed with jjajangmyeon actually, and she used to eat it all the fucking time. It looked so good. And I grew up in Mongolia, so like, you know, we don't have, at the time, we didn't have like this kind of freshly, I don't think it's freshly made, but it's like a restaurant type of like black bean noodles, right? We didn't have that in Mongolia. We had like the instant ones that you can like pour water and all of that. But it just like looked so good in that K-drama. She liked drinking makgeolli, which is a rice wine, Korean rice wine, and she liked eating jjajangmyeon. Both looked delicious. Okay, guys, I think it's ready. I think I mixed it enough. I kind of feel like this, you know, bowl itself, it's not, you know, big enough for both the noodles and the paste, but it's okay. All right, guys, are we ready? I think I'm gonna put my hair up. Okay, I think I'm gonna put my hair up. Okay, guys, let's dig in. Let's try to taste it, okay? I don't remember the name of the place. I will put it up, okay? It was, I think, this Chinese Asian fusion restaurant in K-Town. Are you ready? Let's get a good bite. Okay, ready? Guys, it's hitting. I don't know if it's because I'm hungry or it's just that good. I don't know. Nice. Ooh. This is messy, as you can tell, but it's delicious. So, there is, I think it's cabbage, onions. I honestly don't know what kind of meat it is. I think it's either pork or beef. I don't know. Was that even a meat? I think so. Might have been pork. I don't know. And I think this is zucchini. And in my first bite, I felt potatoes. I think there is potatoes. Yes, so good. Oh. Absolutely delicious. Wine. Let's try the banchan, kimchi. Do you guys like kimchi? This kimchi is good. I don't know if any of you guys tried going to K-BBQ spot in K-Town called, what is it called? Jungro. I like that place. The meat is great, but I just don't like their kimchi. It's just like, I don't know. It's very acidic, not as flavorful, and even the color doesn't look that nice, reddish. You know what I mean? It's like very kind of like almost white. I don't know. It just doesn't have like the right color, you know? This is good too. Very good. Another bite, and then I'll show you the other one, okay? Very, very good. Okay, guys, I'm gonna open this. I got this. Is it Japanese or Korean? Honestly, I don't know. But probably people know it. It's like one of those drinks, like that's kind of fun. The bottle is kind of fun. I forgot how you do it. I've done it only once. I've tried this only once. Remove the seal from the top. I did. Detach the plunger from the center of the cap. I did. Place the plunger on top of the bottle. Detach the plunger from the center of the cap. Oh, this? How do I do that? Oh my God. Oh, okay. This, and then place the plunger on top of the bottle. Press down firmly with the base of your palm to release the marble. Okay, guys, let's see it. Oh my God. I did it on my first try. Damn. It's melon flavored. Do you drink it just like this? Very melony. Very. Ooh, what's the calorie on this? Huh? 80, okay. I guess that's not too bad compared to like Coke and stuff, you know what I mean? Okay, I'll show you what this one is, okay? What do you guys think? What food do you think this is from Squid Game season 2? Does this look familiar? Yes, it does. Drum roll, please. I even put the fork to, you know, my poor Thanos, like he got killed in the most brutal yet the most idiotic way. You know what I mean? Okay, so we got kimbap. This one has spicy pork. I believe it's called, the spicy pork is called jeuk in Korean. I'm not too sure. Okay, so there it is. They get it in which episode? But I don't know, one of the meals, right, that they had was like aluminum foil wrapped kimbap, and that's when they got got the forks in them, because those bitches, you know, they want you to kill each other. So there you go. But so good. I was debating between the bulgogi kimbap or the kimchi kimbap or the spicy pork. And at the end, I got the spicy pork because I thought this one would have beef in it. So I was like, I don't want to get a bulgogi kimbap because if this one already has beef. Okay, guys, so I will tell you about my crazy day as I eat this. And we have something else at the end, okay? By the way, I tried to get the dalgona like cookie. Couldn't find it. I think they used to have it at least in K-Town in New York, like in 2021 when the first season came out. But I couldn't find it this time. I guess because it wasn't, you know, featured in the second season. And actually, I never tried that. Maybe if I go to Korea, I will try it. And what else was there? Oh, I think it's called the dashirak. Or dashirak. It's that Korean lunchbox in that little metal box. Did you guys see that in the show? It looked so good. There was rice. There was sunny side up egg. Oh my God. How do they do the eggs like that? You know, it looked so good. And I think there was like the Korean glass noodles in it. And maybe Spam. I don't know. It just looked so good in the show, right? But I couldn't find it. Well, there was dashirak in like these spots that I went to, but it's not gonna come in that fun like Korean all-time metal lunchbox, you know? Because without that, like I don't really need it, so I didn't get it. Yeah. One more bite from the jjajangmyeon and I'll tell you about my day. It's crazy, okay? I just had a very tough day, guys. It was just not my day. It was just not. You know what I was thinking? You shouldn't get black bean noodles on your first day. On your first date, you should not get the black bean noodles. It's gonna be so messy. You're gonna have black bean paste all over your mouth, and he's gonna be like, I don't know if I want to kiss you right now, you know? So just don't. Just don't. First bad thing that happened today was, wait. I go to my first student's lesson. They live in Queens, okay? Actually, Forest Hills to be exact. So they're very far from where I am, which is in Manhattan. And it was not gonna be our regular lesson. It was gonna be one of the makeups that he missed. Like, actually, I guess missed because I was sick 2 weeks ago and we were gonna make up for it. And we scheduled it because high school students have Regents Week this week, so they're off for the whole week, so he had time. So it's a high school kid, okay? I scheduled it yesterday with the mom, and I go there, and the mom did tell me that it was going to be just him, my student, in the house because they're going to be at work. You know, the parents are going to be at work So I was like, okay, that's fine. And I go there today. Usually it takes like an hour at least, to get there. So I go there. I didn't have breakfast. I only had coffee. And it was one of those very, very cold days in New York. So I go there. I started, ringing the doorbell and no answer. I was like, interesting. And I guess the mom saw me on the Ring doorbell on camera, so she called me and she was like, hey, Anna, I saw you on the Ring door camera, and I think he's sleeping and I'm trying to get a hold of him. I told him like to put an alarm, that you were coming at this time, so he needs to be up and ready, but he's not answering his phone. Can you please call him and try again? So I called him. He wasn't picking up. His mom was calling multiple times. He wasn't picking up. And mom called and she was like, why don't you like bang on the door very, very loud? Because sometimes the doorbell doesn't really ring that loud. Especially that his bedroom is upstairs, you know what I mean, on the second floor, so he's probably not going to be able to hear the Ring doorbell. So I started banging on the door, like as she said. So I was like banging on the door, nothing. Called him, texted him, nothing. So I was just like there 15 to 20 minutes, and the lesson was going to be in 45. Lesson is 45 minutes, and I can't stay longer because I have other appointments to get to afterwards, right? So I was like, oh, what do I do? So the mom actually called, and she was like very apologetic, and she was like, I'm so sorry. I told him like to put alarm. I think he's just like in a very, very deep sleep, and he probably has his like phone on silent. That's why he's not able to like hear the phone ringing like millions of times, right? So she was like, just consider the lesson is done because you got here, and I'm so sorry, like that's it. I wasn't honestly mad. Sometimes if this kind of things happen, actually sometimes it happens to me, like the parents would forget that the lesson was going to be on that day or whatever, So sometimes I would actually get kind of upset, but this time I was like, no, I wasn't upset. I was just like, oh, okay. It is what it is, and I really like my student. So I was like, it's okay. Like I used to be a teenager. I loved my sleep when I was a teenager, when I was a kid, right? So I was like, it's okay. He's just like enjoying his sleep. So I just like, it's okay. And I just left. So that was my first story, guys. That was kind of like, it's not like something that I would call like it ruined my day. It didn't. But I was just kind of like a little bump in the road. You know what I mean? Don't come for me with my messy black bean noodle mouth. A little kimbap. I want to put it in the little kimchi sauce, That was so good. I don't know how some people, like some mukbangers, I'm not going to call myself a mukbanger because I'm not. But how some mukbangers are so good at like eating and talking at the same time. Brooklyn Nine-Nine on the TV. Do you guys see it? All right, guys. So second story of the day. This is a crazy one, okay? So after I arrived back in Manhattan, and I was gonna have like 45-minute break, like spare time before I have to go to my next appointment, to my next student's home. So I was like, because my next student is gonna be like in Murray Hill area, you know. So I was like walking, so I just saw this random Chinese like express dumpling place. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get like a little miso soup and like a little dumpling and then go to my next student. I came out of the restaurant and I literally turned around the corner and I hear like something falling on the ground, right? It was actually quite like loud. So I just came out like putting my hat on, putting my gloves on, and I was putting my AirPods and all of that. So I was like, oh wait, what if I dropped something? You know what I mean? Like, what if I had something in my pocket? What if it's my phone? So of course I look where I heard the noise, and it was someone's phone literally on the ground. I pick up the phone and I literally thought, I really believed that it was the guy kind of like who was walking in front of me when I walked out of the restaurant. So I thought it was him who dropped it. I pick up the phone and I like kind of start running after the guy, kind of like speed walking, okay? And then as I was about to like cross the street, this guy, just like random guy who was there, he's like, oh, it wasn't that guy. It was the guy who actually went the other way. I was like, oh, really? It wasn't that guy over there? And he's like, no. It was one of those guys who went that way. He's like, I can see him. He's walking that way. I was like, I don't know who he's talking about. It's like 6th Avenue. Like, it's 28th Street. It's going to be so busy, you know? There were so many people. It's a weekday in the middle of the day, like lunchtime. People are out and about, and I don't know who he's talking about. I was like, okay, and I kind of like start running, but I have only 15 minutes to get to my next student. You know, I cannot be late, because if I'm going to be late in that appointment, all of my lessons are going to be late, you know? So I was like, I can't be late, and I kind of like walked a little bit. I can't see who it is. I don't know who it is. So I just decided to go back to where I was supposed to go. So, and I see when I like turned, I see the other guy who told me like, oh, he was that guy. So he saw me and I was like, I can't see him. Like, I don't know. And he's like, yeah, he's probably gone by now. I was like, oh, great. You know? So I was like, what do I do with the phone? I just felt so uncomfortable having a stranger's phone with me. And I tried to see it. It wasn't, I don't know what phone it was, guys. It was not Samsung. It wasn't Android. It was not iPhone. It was a smartphone. It was like a touch screen phone, but I just don't know what kind of phone it was. And it was so hard for me to figure it out, like, where are the buttons? Like, you know, because like on iPhone, if you click on the screen, if you tap on the screen, it lights up. You know, you can see the home screen. But like this one, I kept doing it. It doesn't come up. So like there was like 3 buttons on the side. So I like clicked on one of them and then it showed. There was one Instagram notification, but I don't think it was telling me, like, of course it's not going to tell you your Instagram name, you know, in the notification. But if you had multiple Instagram accounts, you know, how they show you, oh, this account got this notification, you know, but I don't think he had multiple accounts. So it was just showing the notification. Someone like liked his reels or something. So I tried to look him up, that account. I can see that account who liked his reels, their handle. So I tried to look him up on Instagram, on IG, but I did look up, but it was it was a bit sketchy, you know, okay? Like the account, it looked sketchy. I was like, I'm a little bit scared. And then, wait. And then I wasn't getting any, like I was trying to maybe hoping, you know, that I could maybe see a, you know, missed call or something, you know, so I would just like click on that notification and like it will call the number. But apparently with this phone, no, they can't do that. I thought with like iPhone you can do that. If you see a missed call, if you just click on the notification, it will like connect you, right? Or am I wrong? I don't know, but it didn't do that. So I could not get into the phone. Is there something in my lip? I don't know. So I couldn't get into his phone, and I just had to go to my next lesson. I was in my next lesson, and I put my jacket, in the coat rack, or wherever they hang their coat. And I was in the living room teaching my student, and I heard like a phone ringing, and I left that stranger's phone in my jacket pocket. And the nanny of my student comes like, oh, I think like she had my jacket. She's like, oh, I think your phone is ringing. And I was like, oh my God, it's not my phone. It's like I found someone else's phone on the ground, blah, blah, blah. And as I was trying to, answer the phone, it just hung up. And that person left a voicemail, but I can't, again, when I click on that notification, it's asking me for the password. So I can't get into it, and I can't listen to the voicemail. I was just hoping, okay, maybe this person is gonna call again. No, it doesn't. They didn't. What is this? I thought this was potato, but it's more chewier. Maybe they just didn't, boil it enough. It's not cooked. It's so good, guys. Both 10 out of 10. Okay, so I finished that lesson. I was hoping that person is gonna call again. He doesn't. I went to my next student's place, and I was in that lesson again. Why is he calling me always when I'm in a lesson, when I'm working? So he calls, like a person calls again on the phone. This time I was able to actually answer the phone. It was a woman, and she answered, I answered the phone, and she was like, I said hi, and she was like, who is this? I was like, oh shit, what if it's the girlfriend or whatever, I was like, oh, are you the, owner of this phone? And she was like, no, who are you? I said, oh, I found this phone on the ground. And she's like, oh, where? In Brooklyn? I was like, no, in Manhattan, like 28th Street and 6th Avenue. And she's like, oh, okay, and I said, maybe, I could drop this phone off at a police station. And she's like, where, in Brooklyn? I was like, no, ma'am, in Manhattan. She's like, do you live in Brooklyn? I was like, no, I don't live in Brooklyn. I live in Manhattan. I can drop it off in a police station. She's like, okay, I'm his parole officer. Yeah. She's like, I'm his parole officer. You can drop it off at a police station. And she was trying to oh, which police station do you think you're going to drop off? And she was about trying to have a conversation. But I was like, ma'am, I'm in a lesson, I'm teaching right now. Can you please call me in about 20 minutes, and I'm going to be able to answer your questions. And she was like, oh, okay. Oh, is the phone gonna have enough battery? Is it gonna die? I was like, yeah, I just have to hang up the phone because I'm literally teaching. And she was like, okay, I will call you in 20 minutes or something. And she tried to ask my phone number. She was like, hey, maybe if the phone's gonna die, you can give me your phone number so we can arrange how he's gonna pick up his phone or something. I just didn't feel comfortable, guys, giving my phone number to a stranger. You know what I mean? What do you guys think? Do you think I did the correct thing? I just didn't give my phone number, and I said well, you can call this number in 20 minutes. I just didn't want to risk it. There's so many like scammers out there, guys. I don't know if it's a scam. What if it's like a drop your phone in the middle of a busy street in the middle of fucking Manhattan and someone picks it up, gets scammed? I don't know. There might be a scam like that, right? So I didn't want to risk it. So I didn't. That's why I didn't give my phone number. And in the meantime, he got a it was like a notification. I think it was from Cash App. I never used Cash App, so I don't know. It said something either he made a transaction of $5 or he received a Cash App for $5. I don't know, but it was from a number like 833 number. I don't know. But honestly, I was freaked out because she said I'm his parole officer. I don't know. I was scared. Not gonna lie. And then after the lesson, I was like waiting for the lady to call. She didn't call. And after 30 minutes after I finished my lesson, the phone died. As she said, it might die. That's the thing. Was it a coincidence, or how did she know that the phone was like in low percentage? You know what I mean? Like, how did she know? Was that a coincidence? Was she just kind of like looking out for the possibilities that the phone might have low percentage, battery life? So after all of my lessons, around like 7:30, I went to the police station in Columbus Circle, and then I dropped it off. But the thing is, I was like, I didn't go into the police station. It was kind of like locked, but I can see people in there. Maybe they just lock it on purpose, so not anyone can walk in, But this bunch of guys were just like about to getting out of the station. I didn't know they were police because they were wearing like normal clothes. But this guy was like, hey, do you need something? And I said, oh, I found a phone on the ground. And he was like, oh, okay. Can I have your ID? That's when I was like, why do I need to give you my ID? But I didn't say it like that. I didn't say it to his face. But I was thinking, like, why do you need my ID? But I gave him my ID. He was like, okay, please come in and sit. We'll just ask you a few questions, like where you found it and all of that. And I told them, like, oh, 28th Street, blah, blah, blah. This woman called saying that she was his parole officer, if you want to get the number, because I took a screenshot of the number because I saw that his phone was about to die. I was like, just in case his phone dies, I have the number of his parole officer. And yeah, I was at that police station for like less than 5 minutes, and then the police was like, oh, thank you so much for your help, blah, blah, blah. And like, I was out the door. This is just so good. And then, guys, after I got out of the police station, I was going to go to K-Town to get all of these things, right? I got on the D train from Columbus Circle to get to K-Town. As soon as it left the station at 59th Street, like 2 minutes into it, we're underground. The subway just randomly stops, of course. And it was just stuck there. The conductor was saying, like, oh, guys, sorry, like, there's a train ahead of us at the station. They have, like, a smoke issue or something. So as soon as that train moves, we're going to move. We're stuck underground for, like, 20 minutes. Not even joking. 20 minutes. And then, finally, they're like, okay, guys, we have to evacuate. everyone have to walk to the first car, and you have to get out of the car, out of the subway. And everyone's like, oh, the fuck, you know? It was like rush hour, I guess. Everyone's coming, you know, going home from work. And it was kind of like packed. And everyone got up, and we were walking to the front of the car. But like no one can get through the doors because it was still like locked, but we could hear the conductor kind of like talking with the person maybe at the station, another MTA worker on their like system, right? And you can hear the conductor's not telling us, the passengers, he was on his little whatever that's called, right? He's like saying, oh, unlock the doors. But he's not telling us, he's telling the person to unlock the doors so that we can get through the whatever. We can get through the doors to pass by all of the cars, and we get into the front of the train and get out. So we were just standing. I was recording. I saw a bunch of other people recording. And why wouldn't we? It's, getting stuck in a subway and like have to evacuate. That's a content. I'm sorry, Or send it to your friends and family and laugh about it. Like, oh, haha, my New York moment. You know what I mean? So we were just there. Everyone's standing, waiting for them to unlock that door. And this lady, she just came out of nowhere, like from the back of the car, I think. And she like passed by me and she saw my phone. She like made eye contact with my phone because I was recording. And then she looked at it, and as she passes by me, and she's like, oh, y'all people, like instead of like standing like a retards doing nothing and not following the instruction of the conductor, like why don't you fucking walk like through the door? And she's like walking to the door, right? And everyone was like confused, and they're like, it's locked, it's fucking locked. And then of course she has to see it herself, right? She doesn't believe other people. She has to see it herself that it's locked. So she goes there and she tries it. Of course, what do you think? It's locked. It's locked. That's why people are acting like a retard, as she said, and we're just standing there. Not because we want to fucking stand there with a packed full of people, And people literally told her like, it is locked. That's why we're standing here. It's locked. We're waiting for them to unlock the doors. And I think she was embarrassed with what she did, but she tried to act like she didn't. She wasn't embarrassed, so she walks back, right? But to walk back to where she came from, like at the back of the car, she has to pass by me again. And guess what? She says something to me again. She's like, and don't you get me on your video? Like, don't you record me or something? Baby, I'm not recording you. Like, why would you think that I'm recording you? I'm not. You're not that pretty. I'm not gonna record you. And I was like, I'm not recording you. You wish. I'm not recording you. And then she's just like, oh, you bunch of like stupid, retarded asses just like standing here, like not following the instruction. Like, bitch, the door is locked, So, yeah. Finally, they unlocked the door. We walked to the front of the train and we got out. And as soon as we got off at that station, it was 7th Avenue. You could smell the smoke. I think there was some issue with the smoke. I don't know why. I got all of this food. at K-Town, and then I got back on the fucking BD train. Guess what? There's some problems again. The train was held at Herald Square for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So yeah, it was a great day. I can't finish all of this. It was so good. I think this jjajangmyeon was $15. And look, it comes with banchan, like 2 side dishes. So it's a great deal, and it was a lot actually. So let me close the kimchi and I will show you, because we have a dessert, guys. Of course we have to have a dessert, right? Closing the radish. So I have like 4 kimbaps left. Gonna close this. Now gonna put my fork in it. All right, dessert time. Are you guys ready with the dessert? What do you think? What are you guys imagining if it's a dessert that's related to Squid Game Season 2? It's that, I don't know what it's called, a bread, a bun, red bean filled bread, I don't know, a roll. This pastry thing, it's so squishy, guys. And then it is filled with red bean. And as you guys know, it was the star of season 2 because our favorite, fans' favorite, our hot recruiter guy gets one of these and gets a lottery ticket and asks for the homeless people, which one? You can choose one. And then the homeless people are like, oh, I don't need the bread. I'm going to get the lottery, but no one won. So, but there was only one guy, right? One homeless guy who actually picked the bread. He's the real winner, guys. He's the real winner. Ooh, guys, it is so fluffy. It's like super soft. Oh my God. I can feel the like filling. Okay, are you ready? I'm gonna choose the bread. I'm not gonna choose the lottery ticket, okay? Okay, let's give it a try. Interesting. Very interesting. Looks like this. It's red bean. But I don't know how I feel about red bean. I don't know if I liked it or not. I think I like the taste. I'm just not too sure about the texture, of the red bean. I think it's pretty good. Why couldn't they give me just more than one napkin, It's very good. I got this from Tous les jours, guys. Tous les jours. Tous les jours. Tous les jours. Did you guys feel so bad when he started like smashing on them and like kicking them? I felt so bad for the food and for the homeless people who couldn't get, to eat. And they were like, and he was like, oh, you already made your choice. You didn't choose the buns. You chose the lottery because you're greedy. It's very good, guys. I can finish all of them. I'm gonna have a nice lunch tomorrow. You see, I have my 4 kimbabs, my banchans, a little bit of the jjajangmyeon, and a dessert. I can eat this with my coffee in the morning for breakfast. Very good. Forgot about my melon drink. Guys, are you supposed to drink it like this out of the bottle? It's actually very, very uncomfortable because the hole is not that big, you know? Yeah, it's kind of uncomfortable. Maybe I should have poured it in a glass. Can you pour it in a glass? Well, I guess you can. Okay, guys. My food baby. I got a food baby. It was very good. I'm kind of sad that I wasn't able to get the what is it? The green lunch box. Because I saw some TikToks but those creators who tried those like the shirak, like those lunch boxes, it wasn't in New York. I think they were mostly in, I saw one girl in Korea and I saw one girl who made it about it in Australia, I think. It was actually in those metal old-timey lunchbox. It looked like identical to the one in the show. So I'm so sad that I wasn't able to get that, but it's okay. We tried the jjajangmyeon. It was great. Tried the fork kimbap. It was great. And we tried the red bean bread. It was also very good. I would give it a 8 out of 10, I think. But the rest was 10 out of 10. I love Korean food. I love KBBQ. And I love ramen. I love tteokbokki. I love Korean food. So this was a very, very, very great taste test, I think. All right, thank you so much, guys, for watching this video, watching me eat all of this food from Squid Game Season 2, and at the same time, just chit-chat about my day, my chaotic day. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. So please, if you liked this video, comment, like, subscribe, and do all of that. And here is my Instagram. So if you want to check out my Instagram and follow me on my Instagram, you're welcome to. So this was your favorite chaotic New Yorker, Anu.